What is going on, guys? It's your boy Chris here. I am back with another video, going live here. So, what I want to do is give my thoughts on the upcoming Tyson, Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight. Now, a lot of people think it's rigged and it's going to be like this setup thing, and they're probably right. It probably is. But with that said, I think Mike's about to whoop that ass. And allow me to explain why I think that. First off, the biggest reason why I think Mike's going to just fuck him up is it's Mike. It's Mike Tyson. If you go back and look at the Jake Paul, not the, if you look at the Mike Tyson and Roy Jones fight, Mike went into that with a game plan and kind of executed it exactly how he wanted. Even Roy Jones was like, "Yeah, this dude ain't playing." I don't. And he's even said if Jake Paul tries some of the stuff he's been trying in these previous fights, Mike's going to knock his ass out. Jake Paul is not a real boxer. Okay, he's not. Mike Tyson is. He's a boxer. That muscle memory is still there. That power is still there. Um, he hasn't ceased to be Mike Tyson. Just because he's 57, 58 years old does not mean that he's not capable of knocking somebody the fuck out if he catches them. Now, Jake Paul's going to do all his stuff. He's going to try to hold them and stuff like that. All it's going to take from Mike is one good shot, either to the body to drop him or to get him to drop his guard, to set up the uppercut, or he just gets in there, comes in, body shot, uppercut, fight's over. So if he hits him with that uppercut, it's a wrap. If he gets him with a good body shot, it's a wrap. Jake Paul's been hit, but he has never been hit by somebody like Mike Tyson. Most people in life don't get hit by somebody like Mike Tyson. Now, if you're like me and you grew up in Mike's prime, you saw Mike knock dudes the fuck out in like 20 seconds. You remember the days where you got the party together, you got beers, you got chips and all that stuff, you got wings and all that shit together. And then all of a sudden, you blink and the guys on the ground knock the fuck out. You're like, oh, damn, what happened? Mike happened. As much as we all and I think Mike understands that a lot of us who grew up loving him and seeing him in his prime, we want to see Mike do this. Because for a lot of us, it's that one last time to see that guy do his thing. And I know for me, and this is getting me in trouble, people, I don't give a fuck. I love Mike Tyson. He is my favorite boxer. Out of all the guys I saw boxing, out of all the guys I ever saw growing up, Mike was my guy. There were great fighters along the way. Hagler Hearns was a great fight. Sugar Ray versus Hagler, Sugar Ray versus Duran. All these guys were great, right? Great fighters. We grew up in an era like in the 80s. I grew up in an era where there were nothing but great boxers. You know what I'm saying? Hagler, Hearns, Leonard, Durant, guys like Riddick Bowe. Um, who else? Riddick Bowe, Michael Moore, Lennox Lewis, Evander Holyfield, Mike Tyson, Arturo Gatti, and Mickey Ward, um, Prince Hassim Named, um, Ricky Hatton. Like, we had an era of boxers where it was just nonstop, just guys who could just box. Roy Jones Jr., Floyd Mayweather, even though I don't like him, uh, fucking Golden Boy. Um, fuck, I can't even remember his fucking name. But that dude, Golden Boy, I can't stand his ass. Never liked him. He was always a clown to me, but he was a great fighter. He was a good fighter. But you had all these guys, right? But out of all those guys I just mentioned, out of all the guys I just mentioned, all those great boxers, Mike Tyson was my guy. And it wasn't just because of Mike Tyson's punch out, even though I love that game, grew up playing it. It was because he went in, he did his thing, he got the fuck out. Arrive, knock a motherfucker out, leave. He would come after the ring with that fucking the sound of the chains going off. Like you would hear that fucking ominous and just chains. Bayou Geeks, what's up, fatty? That's my man right there. But yeah, so he's in the chat. Um, but yeah, so that was my thing. And you would just hear like chains and hammers banging on metal, and that's what he came out to. And you were like, this motherfucker's gonna die. Right? This motherfucker's about to die. That's about to fight this man. There's the ever famous story about him and Michael Spinks, where Spinks kept delaying the start of the fight. And Mike punched a wall because he got pissed at the delays. And his fist went through the wall right next to Spinks's head. Spinks wanted no part of that fight. And when they got in the ring, Mike took him out in like 2 seconds. He was like, fuck this. He wanted no part of that fight, bro. None. Um, so that's part of it. The other part is again, Jake Paul's not a boxer. He's shown like good parts about himself. Yes. Might want to eat people's children. Yes, yes, he did. Mike was a killer in every stretch of the imagination. And it's unfortunate that Customato passed away when he did, because if Customato had lived, Mike Tyson doesn't get caught up with Don King and all the other shit that happened to him, going to jail. All that stuff never happens because Cuss loved Mike like a son. You know what I'm saying? Cuss loved him like a son, and he treated him like a son. He raised him like a son. He kept him off the streets. He kept him, gave him something to focus on. Customized life. And when you hear Mike talk about Customato, you see it was like losing a father for him. And you know, but Jake, back on to Jake Paul. Though. Jake Paul, can he box? He's showing a little bit of something. He's got a little something, something there. I don't. I get it, Rick. The fight may be a work. Rick's in the chat. The fight may be a work, but I don't think anyone told Mike that. That clip I sent you earlier, where Mike is talking about my children think I'm nobody, but they're gonna find out that their dad is something very special. That's not the words of a man who is going into this fight not taking it seriously, not training seriously. And I've seen the clips of him training. He's ready to fight. He wants to fight this dude. He is going to fuck Jake Paul up. Whether it goes to a decision or not, Who knows? But Jake Paul's about to get that work put on him. It's a promo. It wasn't necessarily a promo. He's been interviewed. And I can say this as an older person. Like we're all in our 40s in the chat. Like we're old. I'm pushing 50. You know what I'm saying? Mike gonna give Gen X one last FU to the kiddies. Yes. Yes, I think he is too. Um, for those of us who grew up, man, who are Gen X, for people who are watching this who aren't Gen X, we're the latchkey kids. We're the lost generation, quote unquote. But we're not lost because we're lost. We're lost because we went out and played and y'all didn't know where to fucking look to find us. We've been here. We don't cry, we don't bitch, we don't do a bunch of dumb shit. We just do what the fuck we gotta do and keep it moving. We didn't get participation trophies. When we lost, we lost. When we won, we won. But these kids don't understand. Like Jake Paul does not realize what the fuck he's gotten himself into. I really don't think he has. Because the one time he fought a boxer was when he fought Tommy Fury. And Tommy Fury had something for him. And he wasn't ready for that of heavyweight. Mike Tyson's another level of heavyweight. Okay. He's another level than than Tommy Fury was. I'm not discounting Tommy Fury, but Tommy Fury is not Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson has that power as with George Foreman. And yes, Mike Tyson looked pretty good against Roy Jones. And I said that earlier. Mike whooped Roy Jones's ass. And Roy probably wasn't expecting the ass whooping to be that severe. There was a no knockdown rule. If there was a knock, if Mike was able to knock out Roy Jones, he'd have knocked him the fuck out. Because even Roy was like, those body shots hurt like a motherfucker. And Mike was high, right? Mike was high. Because he was, I don't know if he smoked weed or whatever, but whatever. Whatever the case was, Mike was ready. He came in that fight ready to go. And Roy wasn't quite ready for that. Had there been a no knockout rule, Mike would have knocked Roy Jones the fuck out in that fight. But yeah, and that's the thing, man. And that's the thing. This may be staged. It may be like some WWE, AEW shit, as Rich said in the chat. And he wants it to be legit. We all do. Um, Mike Serber will God help that kid. Yep, yep. God won't be able to help him. Um, God won't be able to help him in that fight. I think Mike is gonna fuck him up. Um, especially because he can knock him out. He has never fought somebody with that power. And yes, fighting old, past their prime MMA fighters who are not prepared to box is one thing. Like fighting Tyron Woodley, fighting the other MMA guy he fought. Those guys are not boxers. They're MMA fighters. MMA fighters are more set, trained to grapple and kick and stuff like that. They're set to grapple as their first line of defense because that's what they do in MMA. They grapple, they wrestle, they roll, they do jujitsu and shit like that. They use wrestling, they use their power in different ways. They throw punches, yes, but they don't throw punches. Not like a boxer. Boxers can't kick. Boxers can't slam people. Joe's in the chat. Money Man's in the chat. No, my furniture has not arrived yet. It's arriving tomorrow, and we got the guys coming in to bring it in on Sunday. So that's the plan with the furniture. Just take a break from the boxing thing for a second. That's one thing I want to update you all on life out here in Colorado. So I moved out here initially because I was taking this exam for my insurance licensing. That has not gone well. I have failed the exam twice. I'm going to take it again. Hopefully, I'll pass this time, but I don't know if I'm going to. It is what it is. Um, Fate will decide that. I've studied for it. If I pass, cool. If not, it is what it is. I've been looking for other jobs and stuff like that. Hopefully, I find something. I just had an interview today. Yeah, I hope it went well. Um, so there's that. Um, so there's hope in that regard. And like I said, our stuff's coming tomorrow. I don't know how the tractor trailer bringing it all in is going to get it all in the complex of parking lot, but I said that the first two times, Joe, and I tried. It's that the licensing exam is insanely hard. Like it's hard. It's one of the hardest tests I've ever taken in my life. Even psychology stuff I took back at Towson wasn't this hard. This is some hell. The math stuff I took at Towson wasn't this hard. This is like one of the hardest. It's just it's brutal. Like I can say that I've taken it twice. It's brutal. But back to the topic at hand, which is I appreciate you. I love you guys, man. You know that. Um, and for real, Joe, Rick, I miss you guys, man. Know that. I miss you guys. I miss Keith. I miss Matt. I miss Grizz. Like I miss all you guys, like dearly. Um, I've said it a million times, and I'll say it here for everybody. Y'all aren't just my friends. Y'all are family. I've seen such from ladies hip hop videos. Empty room. Believe it or not, I'm using kitchen island, and I'm filming. Behind me is my living room, which has like a couple of lawn chairs in it. It has a couple of lawn chairs and a suitcase. It's the last episode of Fresh Prince. Yeah, there was more furniture in the last episode of Fresh Prince where Will's looking around at everything than is currently in this apartment right now. We've been sleeping on the air mattress, which has been fun because the cats want to be close to mommy and daddy, especially Cookie. Like Cookie really wants to sleep with mommy and daddy. So with me being me and Lindora being her, that's my wife. For those who don't know, I tend to not mention names on here of my family, but Lenora, my wife, and me are sleeping on like an air queen size air mattress right now. We will be glad when our bed gets here because holy shit, we will have room to actually stretch out and room for these cats because they crowd the bed too. Um, when's your miracle? I popped out the sink. They're not. There's no room for it to pop out and sing in this motherfucker. I mean, there's room, but there also isn't. Living room space is kind of small. Um, but it's okay. I like it. It's peaceful. We got a great view of the mountains when we open like the blinds and stuff. Um, it's nice out here, and that's life in Colorado so far. It's quiet. It's nice out here. Um, I like it. I've been to the fitness center a couple times because I'm trying. One of my goals is to get in shape and lose weight. I want to lose like 40, 50 pounds, at least to start. I'm like 275, and I've never been this heavy in my fucking life. Yeah, people are friendly out here. People are real friendly. We just had a guy come in today to kind of do a follow up on the apartment, and we were talking about baseball. Um, Guy's super cool. But yeah, people are real friendly out here so far. I haven't really gotten out much just because I'm busy, like just trying to acclimate to the air because it's super thin out here. So I've been breathing heavy as hell, especially with my asthma. So I'm getting used to like just kind of getting my lungs within me. That's been rough. Um, the temperature, the snow last week was a pain. Yeah, people are friendly. At least that I've seen. Like, people are nice. People are friendly. We've been good. Get rid of Rockies. I'm sorry, not as sorry as I had to watch this sorry ass team. But on the plus side, when MLB at bat with T-Mobile, I can actually watch the Orioles here on MLB TV and not have to watch the Rockies because they're not the local team. On that, it's a win. I can watch Orioles games on my phone now. So on that note, I'm good. The 2 hour time difference has been kind of rough just because I'm used to like it's 5 o'clock back home, but it's 3 o'clock here. That caused a bit of a hiccup with the last episode of the Bayou Geeks because I thought we were doing it at three. We were doing it at 3 o'clock. So I'm like, okay, cool, I've got time. And then I got a message like, "Yo, where are you at?" I'm like, "I was out furniture shopping because we're looking for a cat. We were looking for a couch." And I was late getting to the show because I had to race back here. So that was part of the fun of that last episode. So Fatty, if you're still here, the show started late because of me, not Dirk and Maximus. That was me. It was the new guy's fault. But yeah. So, but the show wound up going off well. It was wound up being funny anyway. So it wound up being fun. Like I said, I don't know if you can hear an echo in here or not because there's nothing in the apartment really to kind of bounce off of. So if there's an echo, sorry, but it ain't my fault. Tom Vance again for my favorite show, Chris from the Rockies. Yeah, yeah, I'm in the mountains. They're here. But back to the Tyson Paul fight because I want to cover that. So is it fixed? Probably. But I think Mike Tyson is has something for Jake Paul that he's not ready for, and I do think that Mike is gonna knock him out. I think he's gonna get the knockout. I think he's knock him out because even if it's staged, no, I actually have not had a drink. I've had like one beer since I got out here. One beer and a glass of wine since I got out here. I've not even had a chance to go to a liquor store to see any local brews, which I plan on doing once I start working. So it's gonna be a little bit for everything. But our booze that we own is on its way here. So it's in one of the pods. Next show he'll be fighting Moose and Squirrel. I hope the fuck not. I don't want to deal with that. I am not ready for anarchy with squirrels and mooses right now. So if I do see a moose out here, that'd be kind of cool because they're huge. Um, I've seen a couple deer and some turkeys walking around. Um, we were going to one of Lenore's friend's house, and on the way there, we saw like a deer walking through a neighborhood and a couple turkeys. That was cool. But yeah, life out here is pretty much what it is right now. Listen, I'm not doing to a whole lot because Not really much for me to do. I'm not working yet. I had an interview today. Hopefully that went well. I think it went well, but I don't know. You never know with these things. So, that's that whole thing. Um, what else has been going on? Uh, I mean, there's been stuff in the news, obviously, that's gone on the past couple weeks that I don't want to talk about. Just because I don't want to go on some rant about that stuff here. It is what it is. Um, some of these nominees are crazy. That's all I'm going to say. I, I don't understand some of them. Like Matt Gates for Attorney General. What the fuck? He's not qualified. And then there's the whole like stuff he did. I don't know. But we knew this was going to be a shit show. So, got to kind of strap in and go along for the ride. And my alcohol cannot get here soon enough, let me tell you, because Imma need it. But, yeah, Jake Paul, I think he's gonna knock him the fuck out. Life in Colorado has been pretty peaceful, which I'm enjoying the peace. Um, so yeah, this place has a hot tub. This hot tub, is actually warm. I haven't been in it yet. I just touched the water. It was warm as fuck. And this was like at 5 or 6 o'clock at night. So there's a hot tub, there's a fitness center, the business center, there's a clubhouse, all that stuff. So whenever you guys make your way out here, we'll have to shoot some pool because there's a pool table in there and everything. Um, there's a fridge, there's water and stuff like that. I could probably get some beers or something. Or those of us that do drink, we can kind of hang out and just shoot the shit, catch up, and all that stuff. Uh, oh God, we're gonna turn into rec center. You damn right. Yes, we are. Um, trying to think what else has been going on here. So apparently Denzel Washington has been cast in the new Black Panther movie. Shadowing in the hot tub. I don't know about that because I don't think all of us are fitting in the hot tub. It's not like that big. And I'm not doing sausage fresh in the hot tub, Joe. I'm sorry. Five dudes in the hot tub, that's kind of weird. I don't know about that. In the clubhouse, sure. In the hot tub, I don't know about that. But yeah, so Denzel Washington is apparently hot tub shadow front machine. But yeah, so we end up if the rumor is true about Denzel playing getting cast in Black Panther 2, I already know the role that I'm hoping he gets. And it is Blue Marvel Adam Brashear, who was an old hero, like a hero they brought in recently, who get backstory him to back in the 60s during the Kennedy administration. He wore like a full outfit and a full costume and stuff like that, including covered his face because he was a black man with superpowers. So what might have happening is they, in a fight with his arch nemesis, he got revealed as a black man. And given the time that they were in, like the world wasn't ready for that. So they had to kind of get him to kind of retire from being a superhero. but got older, and then he got back in the game and became part of the Ultimates with Black Panther and Captain Marvel, America Chavez, who was in Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness. Captain Marvel, you already know who she is. And feed is starting to crap out a bit. Um, it's going good on my end. Do you mean the signal's crapping out, Rick, or my headset? It's still showing here. Oh, it crapped out for a moment there. I didn't get any message on my end that it crapped out. Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry. I'm still here, so still good. But yeah. So if the rumor is true that Denzel's been cast, I'm hoping it's his Blue Marvel, and that's how we get the Ultimates. That they bring in a new T'Challa or recast T'Challa. They bring in him in, have Captain Marvel join the Ultimates, or have them be in the new Avengers team. Because Denzel is Adam Brashear is genius fucking casting. Um, I finished the Penguin series, and let me tell you, one of the best live action TV shows based on any type of comic book property that I've ever seen. It was really good. Oh, that last episode was really good, and it made you realize that the Penguin is a fucking dickhead. He is a monster, and nothing showed that more than what he did to his boy in that episode. Like they're supposed to be boys, and he because the whole season is like, it's gonna be you and me. We're gonna be names. They're gonna always remember us. Nah, homie. Just how this goes. They gonna remember the penguin. Your ass could be faced in a river somewhere. But yeah, so that's how that ended. Um, I got the all along ended. That was pretty good. Um, the new trailer for Captain America: Brave New World looked really fucking good. Um, Harrison Ford as Red Hulk. I liked it. I like the fact that they're finally going to explain, do something out of the earth from Eternals. Like they're finally addressing that. Um, it's about fucking time after all these movies have come out since then, where nothing's touched it or no TV shows broached it. Like big ass Eternal hand, like Celestial hand, literally hanging out of the earth, and there's been no one's touched it or exposed on it or explained it or said shit about it until now. I'm like, yes, someone needs to address the elephant in the room, which is what do we do with this? That looks good. Thunderbolts looks really, really good. I love the chemistry between the different characters, like U.S. Agent, uh, Jelena Belova, Black Widow, Red Guardian is like my favorite of this bunch. Um, obviously Bucky being there, but mostly Red Guardian because Red Guardian is just fucking awesome. I'm sorry. David Harbour could play Red Guardian for the rest of his life, and I'd be happy with it. Like that dude's fucking great in that role. Like I love him as Red Guardian. He's just fucking hilarious. So that looked good. What if season three coming out next month? That looks good. Um, Storm holding Mjolnir, goddess actually being a goddess. I dug that. I dig that. Um, so that looks good. Overall, like the stuff that's coming out from Marvel the next year, looks really, really good. Um, apparently they're gonna have the Fantastic Four deal with Ant-Man. That looks interesting. And the dude from Cobra Kai, was it Paul Walter Hauser is gonna be playing him allegedly or reportedly. I'm cool with that. But overall, I think that they look the stuff they're doing looks good. I'm not sold on anything DC related except Superman. And even that, they got a hard road ahead of them because Superman and Lois so far is the best Superman related property that I've ever seen. Just this last episode they did where he reveals to the world that he's Superman, that Clark Kent is Superman. Like the way they built it up in the episode, like there's this he's in a diner with his like there's a diner full of people up in Smallville. And this guy comes in and he's like, I already know you're Superman. He pulls out a gun. And Clark's like, you don't want to do this. Don't do this. And because his daughter's behind. And he's like, his daughter's there, his Lois is there, their friends there, diner full of people, and he shoots at him, at Clark. And they go into like this bullet time thing where you can kind of see him thinking, like, fuck do I do? And this is the town full of people who've known Clark his entire life. So what he does next, either he takes the bullet and he has to fake like he got shot, or he's got to kind of reveal who he is. And you see him look over at Lois, and she just goes, "You got to do what you got to do." So he takes his glasses off, puts them down, opens his shirt to show the S on his chest. Bullet bounces off as it's going to because he's fucking Superman. And then, like, the camera pans back, and you see him just standing there, full Superman. And he reveals to this diner full of people in his hometown that yes, Clark Kent is indeed Superman. And he just goes, his buddy takes the guy to the sheriff because he tried to kill somebody. And he just goes in the softest voice possible. I'm sorry I've lied to you all for so long. And there's a flashback to where like he's being interviewed by the Daily Planet because he's gonna reveal to the world that he's Superman. And Jimmy Olsen's his friend. And he joins like the softball team as a way to kind of just, because he's never around for anything when Superman's around is doing something. Like Clark's always gone. He's like, I've got it. I'll join the softball team. And that'll kind of keep people from kind of thinking I'm Superman. Because Jimmy Olsen's like, yeah, dude, you're Superman. He's like, I'm not Superman. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm not Superman. I'm Clark. How could I be Superman? Well, whenever Superman's doing something, we can't find you. It's not really hard to put two and two together. You know what I'm saying? But he joins a softball team to kind of prove like I'm not Superman. So he guts up the bat and he kind of realizes like I can't swing at this pitch because if I do, I'm gonna hit the ball to fucking Mars because I'm fucking Superman. So he has to bunt. So he bunts to get on base, right? So he bunts. And then the next game, he misses a couple games because he's got to go off and do Superman stuff. Except for the last game. The last game, the championship game for the softball team, Clark no shows on purpose because kind of to throw Jimmy off because, again, whenever he's off doing Superman stuff, he's not at the softball games. But that particular day, Superman didn't have to do anything. So he just no shows the game on purpose to again throw Jimmy off of his scent. And it's kind of heartbreaking because, like, he runs into Jimmy and he's like, "Hey, man, what happened? You missed the game." And he's like, "Oh, man, I'm sorry." And Jimmy's like, "It's okay, man. I guess you really didn't want to be my friend anyway. Be friends." And he walks away. And it kind of hits you that being Superman fucking sucks on some level. Yes, you've got all these powers. You're basically a god, but you also you have this identity that you're hiding from everybody and you can't be you, or you can't be who you really are, even though it's different than Batman. Like with Batman, Batman's who Batman is, Bruce Wayne is the mask. But with Superman, Clark Kent is who he is. It's who Superman is. He just does things to Superman because it's the right thing to do. But he's Clark Kent, the guy that grew up in Smallville on the farm, was raised by his parents. Like, people don't realize he's like, nobody was ever supposed to know that he was Superman, but circumstances forced him to out himself as this. So it to me, like, this is the best thing they could have done for Superman. Not him outing himself to the world, but kind of showing the cost of being Superman. Even in the first episode of this show, where he's telling his kids, like, "I'm fucking Superman." And they're like, "What the fuck? Whatever, dad. You're not really Superman." And he lifts up the pickup truck. He kind of lifts it up and then he picks it up over his head with one arm. Then he floats and then he's just holding it up with both arms. And he's in the air. Just Clark, just dressed as Clark Kent, levitating in the air, holding a pickup truck over him, the family pickup truck over top of him. And then he drops down, he puts it down, and his kids are fucking pissed. Like, you're fucking Superman? You didn't tell us you were Superman? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is this? And, that's kind of how that all went. But it kind of displayed a little bit of different stuff there. And I've got a call I've really got to take. So I've got to hop off here. So I'm ending the stream early. Um, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Peace.